Welcome everybody to a brand new episode of the J&J Toy Giants YouTube channel toy unboxing. I am your host JD. So today I'm going to be going over some more figures from one of my very favorite intellectual properties, brands, whatever you want to call them. Was also an 80s sensation back in the day when I was a young kid. So today I'm going to be going over some more of the Masters of the Universe line. I'm going to be going over and unboxing Clamp Champ, which is one of the new for 21 series, so you can see there. I'm also going to be going over Faker, which is actually just released, I believe, in 2022. In one second here. This actually was released in 2021. So, as you can see on the back, I already have pretty much most of these. So I have Fisto, I have Evil-Lyn, I have Merman, He-Man, and Skeletor. So you can see that in the back right there. And then on this side, I pretty much have a lot of these already as well. You have the Battle Damage He-Man, or Battle Armor He-Man, She-Ra. I don't have Roboto. I'm still looking for Roboto. I have Battle Armor Skeletor. I also have Merman. And I have Battle Cat and Panther. I have Panther. But I do not have the flocked Panthers. I'm still looking for that. So you can see on the back, these are the figures that you can get on this line. As I stated, that I am actually a huge fan of the Masters of the Universe line. I had a lot of the figures when I was a little kid, and when I started collecting and they actually started re-releasing those figures, that was actually kind of like a no-brainer for me. So definitely want to, unbox these, go over them, and let's get to it. We're gonna, like we always do, let them breathe. All right, so the very first one we're going to be going over with you today is Clamp Champ, who is one of the good guys. The best way to explain him, but he is actually one of the main royal guards to King Randor, and I believe he operates under Fisto, because Fisto is King Randor's personal guard. So pretty much if anyone was to try to get at King Randor, if they actually got past He-Man, if you can believe that, they would have to deal with Fisto and Clamp Champ. So Clamp Champ, if you remember, saw him in the Revelations animated series for Netflix, the Masters of the Universe Revelations. You saw him with this particular type of weapon, which basically it's a clamp, which allows him to grab and then throw. So it actually has this little lever here. So you wind back these little red things here, and then when you click down, hold on, boom, there you go. So they basically wind back up and they click in here like so. There we go. And then you click on this and then you press it down. Hold on. There we go. So it's pretty cool. That also comes with another piece of weaponry, which can also go onto his other hand, because he does come with another hand. There we go. And so if you want to have him, basically have two weapons in two hands, you can do that. The body type mold is pretty much the same for any male figure of the Masters of the Universe. Really, bulk arms, removable hands. The actual boots are pretty much the same mold. They're just different color. Now, when I watched the cartoon for Masters of the Universe, I don't remember fondly or a lot of Clamp Champ. A lot of that, those series kind of like escape me. I remember the most important favorite ones that I have, but I do remember having Clamp Champ, or one of my friends had Clamp Champ when I used to just go over and play with my friends with our figures, and we just have a good time. But they also had Clamp Champ. I never had him. But Clamp Champ also comes with a different head, but this one is kind of like a more menacing, like, let's go, bro, try me, But I did notice that the paint application on the actual mold on the head, you can see they didn't really do either wiped off, or they didn't apply the paint application on the hairline that well. But he comes with his original head already hand on, but he's ready for battle, but he's like, nah, let's go. But just like the Macho Man Randy Savage, Masters of the WWE Universe comes with a removable, armor. So if you want to take that off, you can. But other than that, I mean, essentially this particular figure is pretty cool to have if you want to have like your collection. Also comes with this particular Battle Armor Reborn comic. So if you open this up, you can see Clamp Champ is also with one of the regular Man-at-Arms guards, and as you can see, he basically stays near King Randor. Which I don't even know if they're going to release King Randor as an actual figure, because I know they did release King Randor with some of the other lines. I think when Super 7 had the rights to these particular figures that they did that. I gotta double check though, because I remember King Randor. Oh no! When they did the Origins, yes. When they did the Origins, Castle Grayskull line. I believe it was just called Grayskull. They had King Randor, so definitely want to check. Can't talk. I definitely want to check to see if I can get that. But yeah, King Randor always had Fisto and Clamp Champ around to protect him, just in case He-Man wasn't around, because obviously He-Man was the protector of Grayskull, but not necessarily in the palace where King Randor resides. So obviously He-Man couldn't be around all the time, so he would have these dudes to kind of protect him just in case anything went down. But yeah, I mean, definitely love to have this, and I'm glad that I have this part of my collection. One of my other rings is actually kind of not filled as much because the other first two are, so I'm going to add him onto my other ring. Masters of the WWE ring, Grayskull ring, so that way I'll have him set up and displayed. So let's go to the next one. Alright, so rounding out this unboxing video for today is going to be Faker, the He-Man clone, I guess you could say, or it basically is a robot that is supposed to be another version of He-Man. So there were a couple of different ones that they have made for the Master of the Universe. So this is the most recent iteration of Faker. Now there was actually one that came out in 1987 that was really, really hard to find when they re-released them. So it comes with this comic with the title Sucker Punch, and you can see Fisto is the one that's pretty much predominantly featured in this, and you can see that he is fighting He-Man, but it's really not He-Man because it's a Faker He-Man. You can see that right there. So in Revelations, the new recent Netflix series, it looks just like He-Man, but it's actually a robot inside, so when he gets battle damage, you can see the robotics on the inside. But this one pretty much is, I guess when you beat him up, he turns into this bluish kind of guy. I didn't have the Faker when I first started collecting these when I was a kid, but I did remember people who had it. And of course they had many re-releases after that, and of course the Super 7 ones that they had, I remember seeing them. If you remember the Toy Hunt, and I'll leave a link of that video on this video description so you can see what I was talking about. They had a Faker on one of the re-releases that they did not too long ago back in the early 2000s, and I think they were asking for like $96 for it, and I wasn't prepared to pay that. I'm sure somebody bought it at some point. The packaging was actually pretty messed up, so I was I was gonna let it breathe anyway, but I just didn't make me want to get it. But this figure doesn't come with a lot. It just basically comes with his own version of the Power Sword. It looks just like He-Man, but if you take off his vest here, so you can see when you take off his vest, it has like all these robotics on his chest here, And this is almost, well, can be also found on the Masters of the WWE Universe figures. There's a faker John Cena, because John Cena was supposedly supposed to be He-Man, and of course they had the faker John Cena, which I'm also looking to get as well. I think I have him saved as like on my watch list for Makari. For whatever reason, I just never pulled the trigger on actually getting it. I might soon. Just because I want to finish my collection for the Masters of the WWE Universe. But as you can see, if you take off Faker's armor here, you can see those robotics to kind of fake or basically hide the fact that he's a robot. It still has the He-Man mold, although I don't know why this particular face, now that I'm looking at it, it's all dirty. I don't know what happened there. It was just out of the package, so that's pretty weird. Anywho, but yeah, I mean, essentially, this was actually very, very common to get, but they re-released it not too long ago, and for this newer series. But back in the day, he was pretty common. You would see him on all of the like the clearance bins, because not so many people got him because he wasn't He-Man, but he's very instrumental in the story or the lore of He-Man, given the nature of the fact that he is a copycat or an imposter He-Man. So that's the nature of what he was in the series. So definitely glad to have him as a part of my collection. Of course, I got some other people that I want to get. Obviously, I mentioned that I want to get Sorceress. I need to get Sorceress. Who else do I need? I need to get that new Merman and Beastman. But yeah, definitely glad to have this, and I'll be with you in a moment. Catch you in a minute. So yeah, that definitely does it for this toy unboxing. We'll be with you in a moment. And that is it, folks, for this edition of the toy unboxing. Again, thank you so very much for watching this video. If you just learned about this, this is the first time that you're watching us, thank you so very much. And be sure to like and subscribe, and also comment on any of our video submissions on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and follow us on TikTok, and also follow us on Twitch. If you notice, the last few weeks at the beginning of this year, we've been doing a lot of Twitch streams. Be sure to follow us, and you'll see the link of our Twitch channel in the description. Thank you so very much. Keep on cruising.